11:31 here on your Thursday this September 1st. A great way to kick off a new month. We have U.S. Army Garrison Japan Commander Colonel Will Johnson on the phone. How are you today?
Hey, I'm great, Erica. How you doing?
I am doing great, thank you. Excited for a new month?
Yeah, you bet. It's back to school time, right? It's the fall, kids going back to school, weather's starting to turn a little bit, so it's just a great time of year.
Yes, definitely. And the sun is shining today. I am so happy for this brief respite from the rain.
Yeah, I think we got some more coming in this weekend, though, but I don't want to, spoil your surprise for the listeners later on the weather report. But I think when I talk to my weather guys, we're not over it just quite yet. Typhoon season, we're still in the middle of it, so we got a few more storms to go.
Yes, we do. Knock on wood, nothing too bad.
Hopefully not. But, we also... Here, so it's September, in addition to being back to school and the turn of the season, it's also Suicide Prevention Month here for the Army. And we're going to be focused on amplifying our Ready and Resilient campaign. The focus in the Army's intent behind Ready and Resiliency is talking about minimizing negative behaviors and outcomes, achieving sustained personal readiness, and just optimizing your individual performance, and also getting our leadership out there engaged. Our 2016 theme is Be There. And I'll talk a little bit more further in the segment about some specific things we have going on, but just I want to kick off the month with our Army community focused on resiliency, suicide prevention, and awareness.
I love that theme, Be There. I think that's especially important. Like you said, with this long weekend coming up, people can use that as like a really nice opportunity to go in and just check with people.
Yeah, it ties right in, of course. Any holiday weekend is a fun time, obviously a great time to kick back, relax just a little bit, refocus. But also it's a dangerous time because everyone wants to get out on the road and travel and that sort of thing. So as we get out and enjoy Labor Day, which I think, as we all know, is the time we pause a minute to recognize American workers. That's the intent behind the holiday. But we'll have folks out on the roads, I'm sure, traveling to go visit various beautiful spots here in Japan. Just be safe out there on the roads. Use some common sense. Check road conditions and the weather forecast before you go. And don't drive too far while fatigued. Or heck, just take the train, right? That Shinkansen's pretty sweet. So just wherever you're going, have a plan, be safe out there, and enjoy yourself, but do it carefully.
Yes, absolutely. And there are a few Labor Day activities going on that people can enjoy themselves at safely.
Yeah, we sure do. So if you're staying at home here around the area, just going to kick back for a staycation, on Saturday here at Camp Zama, we're hosting a 4-mile Labor Day run over at our Sagamihara Family Housing Area, better known as SHA. That's going to start again on Saturday, September 3rd at 8 a.m. at the SHA Fitness Center. Then on Monday, we also have our end-of-summer jam at the SHA pool. The pool is going to remain open for a few more weeks due to the closure of our indoor pool, but really our official sort of end-of-summer, day off pool jam with music and activities at the pool at SHA will be on Monday, 8 a.m., all day that day. And if you want more info on that, Erica, just hit our Garrison Facebook page, and that's got all the details out there.
Yes, that is a great Facebook page. I do follow it. You guys have so many updates on there.
Yeah, we try to use it not just for community information for things like this, but it's also a tremendous resource. These typhoons we just mentioned, or any other weather condition or school change, that's where we put the information out first. So if you want to know what's going on, please like our Garrison Facebook page.
Yes, definitely. And it is awesome to open this month with a long weekend. People can relax. But September has become a time for remembrance, and this year especially.
It really is. This is the 15th anniversary, which is almost hard for many of us to believe. I think it's been that long, and we've been at war for that period of time. But the 15th anniversary of the tragic events of September 11, 2001, which really changed the direction of our country and world history to some degree forever. So we're going to take an opportunity to remember that tragic event and really celebrate all the heroes, soldiers, civilians, family members, firemen, all the different agencies that were involved in that day and all the days since, and try to defend our country with a memorial service and tribute. We're going to do that on Friday, September 9th at 10 a.m. at the Yano Soccer Field here on Camp Zama.
Yes, so please join, take the time to, like you said, observe the sacrifices that were made that day.
Yeah, it's important to continue to remember it. I mean, I think these events, the further you are removed from them, some folks start to, maybe forget just a little bit about why things are the way they are right now in the country and in the world. But that's an important day. So for our entire community, we want everyone to come out. I mean, soldiers will be there present on the field. and we'll have, I think, a fitting tribute and ceremony hosted by our commanding general, Major General Pasquarette. But we'd like the whole community to come out and experience that. And again, it's September 9th, 10 a.m., Yano Soccer Field.
Yes, and this is where resiliency comes in. I think why it's so important in the military.
Well, in addition to just calling it Resiliency Month or Suicide Preparedness Month, Awareness Month, we want to have some specific things, right, for the community that targets that resilient concept and tries to help enhance resiliency. So here, on September 16th, is going to be our Resilient Living Day. Everyone's been faced with challenges at one time or another, and part of what resiliency in the Army aims to do is give you the tools to cope with those stresses and challenges. And at our Resilient Living Fair on September 16th, we're going to do some of that. So it's going to start 11:30 at the Camp Zama Community Club, and then it'll be followed by a resiliency seminar that starts at 2. Things that will be included, there'll be about 30 booths representing interest clubs, recreation, and resilient resources. So it's not going to be a boring sit and listen to PowerPoint briefs. It's going to be very interactive. A lot of agencies there with services that can help out, that we want you to come out and engage with and hear from. You'll also hear some personal testimonies about overcoming adversity, understand things that have to do with retirement and transition, which are very stressful periods in anybody's life. And, hey, just if that alone is not enough to get you there, for all the soldiers and DA civilians out there, all mandatory training credit for your FY16 drug, alcohol, and suicide prevention will be awarded if you show up. So if you come to the fair, participate in the events, and you submit your completed fair passport with the stamps on it no later than 2 p.m., you will get credit for your annual training requirements for those areas.
Which is perfect timing, because then later on at 3:30, you're going to have a town hall as well. Exactly.
So once we kind of close up the Resiliency Fair portion of the day, we'll be joined by General Pasquarette, the Commanding General of U.S. Army Japan, to share some of his thoughts, but then also to celebrate some community heroes. We've got some people around here that do outstanding things every day in support of this community, and we want to highlight some of those specific heroes in front of the entire community. And then following that, the General will take everyone's questions about anything, about the nature of the command, things in the community they'd like to see changed, or really anything at all. So it's a community-wide town hall, and then we'll close it all up at 1700, 5 p.m., where we'll open the food line, we'll have some free food to the community, and we'll kick off our community night. And then after that, just to add a little more interest to the whole thing, at 6 p.m., the folks want to transition over to the Zama High School. It's our first home football game against Yokota. So our Zama High School football team will be taking on Yokota, going for their first home victory of the season.
Oh, my goodness, that is a day. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, you bet. Should be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to it. Hope everybody comes out and supports it. Really looking forward to seeing everyone there on September 16th at the Camp Zama Community Club.
Yes, and you said, like you said, it's for the entire community, so that is including kids as well. You're never too young or too old to figure out new strategies for overcoming that adversity. But if you want a kids-only event, there is one coming up as well.
There is that. You're right. So the last thing we've got to talk about today is the Boys and Girls Club of America Day for Kids. So our Child, Youth, and School Services is hosting the Boys and Girls Club's Day over on our SHA again, Sagamihara Family Housing Area, on September 17th. The event's going to include several activities: go-karts, face painting, bouncy castles, snacks, music, and more. If you want information about that, just call DSN 263-5441, commercial number 046-407-5441, or of course, if you missed any of that, where do you go? The Garrison Facebook page.
There you go. And if you missed any of what we talked about before, if you're just now tuning in, because we have talked about a lot of events, here's just a quick recap for you. So there's a Labor Day 4-mile run. This is September 3rd, starting at 8 over at the fitness center. Then the 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony, September 9th, starting at 10. That's over at the Yano Soccer Field. A Resilient Living Day, pretty much an entire day of events going on September 16th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., but then it continues on through the rest of the day, culminating in that really cool, you said, first football game going on. I got to rep Yokota on this one. I think we're going to take it, but shout out to Camp Zama, of course. Hopefully everybody has a great time. And then the Child, Youth, School Services has their Boys and Girls Club for America Day, September 17th. I think we covered it.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. Read that back. A lot of stuff. You're right. I do want to just again put stomp the Resilient Living Day. Really important day. Knock out your mandatory training requirements, and then again, families, come out at 3:30. Great opportunity to help celebrate the heroes from amongst the community here and hear from the commanding general about his thoughts, and then ask him your questions. This is your opportunity to hear directly from the commander. I really encourage the entire community to come out and engage in that event.
Yes, it is for a really good cause, a really good event. So go out, meet the people in your community, especially if you're new. I know it can be hard to get out and meet new people because there's so many people, especially at Camp Zama.
Yeah, you bet. It's a turnover time of year, which is one of the reasons why we're doing this community town hall when we are. I think at all the bases, of course, across the Canto Plain here. It's PCS season, so a lot of folks have departed, new folks coming in. Just a great time to get out, meet new people, engage in the community, and be part of something here, special in Japan.
Yes. Thank you very much, U.S. Army Garrison Japan Commander Colonel Will Johnson. Is there anything else that you would like to add today?
Yeah, the only thing I'll say, Eric, every time we talk, it's an opportunity to remind ourselves that this is an important mission we have here in Japan as service members across, regardless of what service it is, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. And we've got to be mindful of how important our behavior is to supporting the alliance here in Japan. Every American an ambassador is all you got to remember. When you're out and about interacting with the Japanese, spending time off post, which I hope you will because Japan's a great country, just be on your best behavior. And if your buddy's getting a little bit out of line, check him. Get him back on post safely. Never drink and drive, goes without saying. Just, again, be cognizant of who you are, what you represent when you're out there interacting with our Japanese friends and teammates. Absolutely. Very important to remember over this long weekend. Yeah, well, thanks. And I think to button it up, Eric, since we've been talking a lot about September, maybe we could get a song on the air that maybe highlights that a little bit. What do you think? Yes, especially since it is the first day of September. I think we can do that. Thank you very much, U.S. Army Garrison Japan Commander Colonel Will Johnson, for calling in today. All right, thanks. Through September, Earth, Wind, and Fire. There you go. Keep it locked right here.